Hi there. Welcome to Monetize Your Business podcast conversations in partnership with FNB. We are bringing you a fantastic episode this week where we are delving into the topic of entrepreneurship within the medical industry with Dr. Thabiso Pitso. But you know how we do. Before we get into the main conversation, I've got my trusted co-pilot with me, Papa Biz. Hi.
Good morning. Yes, I'm excited to have Dr. Thabiso here. We actually met some years back at one of our events that we had. So now finally we're able to speak with such a powerful mind. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. Dr. Thabiso, welcome to the conversation.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really looking forward to add value to your viewers out there.
Wonderful.
Yes.
I think before we get into the business side of things, it might be interesting for us to get to know you a little bit better. Who you are, where you grew up. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I'm Thabiso. I prefer to be just called Thabiso.
Aye, dog, aye. Come on, this guy.
I just prefer to be called Thabiso. At the core of my being, I'm a father. I'm a husband, and also I'm a medical doctor, and I'm the head of the emergency center in Medical in my forum. So, but the name of my practice is Dr Pitso EC. I grew up in Sebokeng, the township.
You grew up in Sebokeng?
Yeah, zone 13.
We're supposed to be, it's on our list of places we're going to have workshops in Sebokeng. Yeah.
I'll be there. I attend a lot of workshops.
Okay, cool.
So I grew up in Sebokeng. I was born and raised there, and then I was raised by my stepmother and my dad with 3 other siblings. So at this position, only thing I can say I'm really proud of about myself is that I can confidently say I broke the generational curse.
Wonderful.
That's powerful.
Being raised in a township, it seems almost impossible to say, hey, anyone from Zone 13, Sebokeng can be a doctor. So within my family, it's a small family, quite broken. I managed to be the first one to go to university.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, that's manual. And then I'm the first one to acquire this medical degree. And that opened a path for other of my siblings. They went to varsity, and then now all of us have graduated. So I'm very proud of myself for that.
That is amazing.
Powerful.
So, yeah.
Were you the eldest?
Yeah, I'm the eldest. Firstborn.
Okay.
Firstborn vibes.
Trailblazer.
That's how it is. I mean, myself as the eldest as well. You experience only now, at now we're discussing this Dr. Gabo Mate, and a psychologist, and was discussing how people don't realize, but children don't actually all grow up in the same household.
True.
Because at the point of how you experience it, you experience your parents as the eldest.
Yes.
Which is very different to even when another sibling comes, because then your mother, your father, they will be at different stages in their lives. So they actually sometimes experience a completely different person. So, that pressure to actually perform despite a lot of, for us as well, sometimes you can only look back and say it's a bit of chaos actually happening. It's quite different. Did you also experience it like that?
A lot. So I felt like I had to perform, and I also had to prove myself. It's like you look at as I'm saying, the standard, what's going on. You look at how your parents grew up, and then you go like, man, I don't want to have a life like this. Now I had this one question, is it possible to come from this and, be somewhere else? And then I constantly feel like I had to perform, and I had to prove myself, and also prove to my siblings, and also prove to my parents.
Okay.
So that is amazing.
Yes.
Sure. And you've done incredibly well. Why medicine?
As I'm saying, this was like a challenge. So when you're from the township, everywhere you look around, obviously the criminals, the people who are working, they are trying. They work at there's a metal factory there that most people work at. And then there are no role models around. And then it was like, okay, this is a challenge for me. How about I become the first role model? Maybe I can help these other kids. So the reason I chose medicine was that at the time, let me just say it was more of a survival.
Okay.
At the time, I would look at my parents, how they struggle.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what is this one thing that you can decide to do that is guaranteed that you'll get the job for the rest of your life, that you'll never run out of out of work. So I was like, what? Now I had to look at the courses. What are the hardest courses that you can do? Because I feel like if you do something that is very hard, then the results after will be
better.
They'll be much, much better.
Yes.
So I was like, medicine is the only one. Yeah,
Sure.
choose medicine.
And where did you go and study?
I went to study at University of Limpopo, Medungisa, nice Fako Mahauto. Yeah, so that's when I went to study.
Okay. And I'm sure it was quite challenging. How did you find the experience after you had finished studying and getting into the work environment?
Honestly speaking, it was a bit of an anticlimax. So
Okay, let's hear this.
let me explain this. When you are at a certain level of life, you always feel like when you reach a certain level, you'll be fulfilled, you'll be happy. You get a sense of, I don't know, of achievement. There's a feeling that you expect to get. So I went through that medical degree, and then I thought that, well, once I graduate, I'll get this feeling that, I'm a doctor and it will feel good. But there's still this void. So I went to the graduation. I didn't feel much, to be honest. And then I went to internship. So I went to an academic institution. And then as an intern, you still feel a bit inferior because now there's this consultant, someone who's more experienced than you, and you're learning from them. And then you go to community service. That's when I started to blend in and start to find myself as a doctor. Start to be, not be really under too much supervision. That's when I started to apply a lot of my skills. And then post-com serve as a medical officer. Then that's when I started to really hone in, try to be authentic in everything that I do. So then from the public sector, I decided to go to private.
Okay.
And that decision, honestly speaking, came from what I've been observing the public sector. Certain things that were happening there, they're not in line with my values. So there's certain things I didn't like, how people are treated, how the staff are treated, how overworked doctors are. So I just hoping maybe if I go to the private sector, maybe I'll learn something. I don't know what will happen in the future. Maybe I'll go back and implement those things and teach others. But since I left, I've been in private. It's been wonderful. Yeah.
So the private sector lived up to your expectations?
Way. Yeah, they actually exceeded my expectations. I learned a lot. Then having your own private practice, you are now in charge on how you're going to drive the culture.
True.
How you want people to be treated. And then how you have the power to create the patient flows, how things are done. So I always say in my unit, when a patient comes, yes, you may come with a broken leg, but we are so aware about your family members.
Yes.
So compassionate care is a big priority for me. When you come to a unit, everybody that enters there, they need to leave that place feeling a bit better than they came in. Whether it's your family members or you as a patient, or even if it's a child. So the goal is to make sure that everything that is within that unit, compassionate care comes first, then the clinical skills and all the other things will come second. Yeah.
And I wanted to check, it's interesting as you're talking, I was invited last year to speak at an organizational event. The organization was called BSOM. It's the business side of medicine.
Okay.
So this organization looks at young up-and-coming doctors who are considering going into private practice. And a lot of the discussions that happened there, they wanted me to speak in terms of what is a business owner? How is it in terms of business, in terms of getting people in and getting that business mindset? Because a lot of them actually communicated how, as a doctor, you trained to heal people.
Yes.
And you're trained in terms of the work that you need to do. But in terms of, I'll just go into private practice, but actually now you're running a business.
True.
And many are not aware that, I don't know how to run a business.
Yep.
I'm basically becoming an entrepreneur. How did you go about that transition mentally? What helped you?
This is going to be a bit long.
Go for it.
Okay, so as I mentioned, I come from a township. No role models, no successful business owners, no mentors, nothing. You go to medical school, you are trained to be a technician, basically. You need to have these clinical skills. And then once you go into the private, or you become an entrepreneur, you realize that you know nothing. Like I honestly said, I knew nothing. And then what happened is that when I started the practice, I was the main technician. I was the main guy, always working. I'll cover 80% of the shifts. I'll work even on weekends, every day. I'll just work. Now, as the time goes by, you realize that you actually, neglecting some important parts of the business. Now, I attended a lot of workshops with you guys. I've been attending a lot of workshops. Where Vusi was, I was there,
Yes.
I used to attend a lot of things. But I realized, even though I attend workshops, I'll take 1 or 2 nuggets that I can apply. But that was not enough. Then you go to the YouTubes and you watch all these videos. You go to Udemy courses. I watched a lot of master classes. I'm like, no, but still, there's still something missing. The only thing that I had to do now was to read books. There's just no other shortcut. I read a lot of books, like a lot of books. Then you realize, from this book, this is what business actually is, or this is what it's supposed to be, not this what I was doing. And then now, once you take yourself a little bit out of being the technician, now you guys overseeing, and you have the ability now to create systems, and you realize, this is what business is. And then it's still a learning phase. I'm still learning, but one thing that I can say for sure is that I never had mentors.
Wow.
Everything was manual. I mean, I think also stems from considering myself or seeing myself as, let me just say, not now. I used to be introverted, extremely shy, painfully shy. And then, in a group of people, I wouldn't have it. People just talk about it. I just feel like I don't belong in the group. So even you can see in the previous workshops, I wouldn't even raise my hand, even if I have something to say. But I think now, as you grow, you realize, okay, now you can be your authentic self.
Yes.
You have to go through the certain levels that you have to go through. Like let's say the motivation from the outside, from the books, whatever. Eventually, you'll end up finding yourself dealing with the very deep stuff. Like this thing is not like it's trending or something, but that's the truth. Once you heal and you deal with your shadows, you deal with your past, you deal with everything, you question yourself about, why do I behave the way I do?
Wow.
Why am I like this? Why am I shy? Why? You question all those things. And then you come to a realization, you know what? You're not different than anyone else, and you belong everywhere you stand. So once I reached that level, honestly speaking, last year I was not going to be here. I was going to, you guys, I can't do this thing, because I was extremely anxious. So, but now I've reached the point of like, okay, that transition from knowing nothing to what I know now. If I knew what I know now 10 years ago, Chief, I was going to be far, man. I don't know, like you. Yeah, but the thing is, you don't get exposure to these things. But the only way for me was manual. And I don't wish anyone to go through this, the manual route. If there are mentors out there or someone that needs mentorship, I can share what is it that I know.
Yes.
The little that I know, and I'm still learning as well. Yeah.
Speaking about mentorship, because we speak to a lot of entrepreneurs, many of them, in fact, based within the township, and they'll say exactly what you've said, that the access to mentors are not there. But what I find interesting is you didn't just sit and say, you know what, I don't have access, and therefore I'm going to feel sorry for myself. From what I'm hearing you say, you actually embarked on self-mentorship.
Yep.
You went out there to attend events, attend workshops, read books, read podcasts. Can you talk to me a little bit about our own role when mentorship isn't necessarily in front of us, in how we can self-mentor, self-teach, and even develop ourselves? Like you've spoken about how you are able to transition from being a shy person to this confident person we see today.
Yeah, the road to self-mentorship, it comes from what will drive you, honestly speaking.
Yeah.
I was driven by pain. As I'm saying, I will look at my parents, mostly. I look, okay, my dad is suffering. He's trying his level best.
Yes.
And then there's certain things I didn't like. Simple thing like being raised by by stepmom, I didn't understand why is my mom there. I didn't understand all those things. And then now I told myself that this is not the kind of life I want to live. And then everything comes from literally the kind of life I want to live.
Yes.
So the relationship that I built with my wife and the kids, the kind of life that I live, and then also the drive to also answer the question, is it possible? Is it possible for you to come from the township, get out of township, go do something with your life, and hopefully, if you've done enough, come back and then take someone else with you who's willing.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but I think the biggest drive for me was actually pain.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, that's quite powerful because, what you reminding me of is I read in one of Mark Twain's books and he wrote there something that really challenged me. And he said, never allow school to get in the way of your education.
Absolutely.
And, like for us, I studied actuarial science, you studied medicine. There's a thing that comes with it. You've studied something, complicated and so on. Then now, as you're trying to look and, manage money, okay, it's coming through. There's expectations on you. Then now you entering and looking to do a type of business. And you realize, I don't know anything. I'm so highly educated, but I don't know anything.
Yeah.
And it's a scary part to get to, and then realize, okay, cool. I can still do this. I need to educate myself differently now. Now I really need to educate myself. And now when you're talking about the workshops and the books, because I'd also then end up going through a lot of books because I realized I just didn't know.
Yeah.
And then I realized how much it would help because certain books, you may get 2 or 3 things from the book that you can apply in your business that you are busy with.
Yes.
But if you don't go through enough books, then you don't get 2 or 3 things to use.
And the most interesting thing is, even if you watch a YouTube podcast, someone speaking for an hour and a half, it's like they don't give you all the facts that inside the book. The books are so detailed.
Yes.
Like you read a book, you go like, most times I go like, wow, I didn't know that. I'm gonna take this and apply, So I highly recommend people to read books. I mean, even if you are a different learner, because I read books, at the same time I would listen to audiobooks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably you've seen me at the gym. I'm always having headset.
I've seen you with the earphones.
I'm not listening to Mdrembe or anything like that. I'm listening to a book every time, all the time. Because now when you read books, it's not only business books, personal development books, relationship books. I mean, even how to raise kids. I don't know. I realize, oh man, there's so many things that I don't know. Then I listened to this other book called Good Insight. It's about raising kids. I'm like, wow, this is so powerful. I didn't know that. So it's one of those things. I don't want to repeat a pattern of reprimanding my kids like my parents did. I don't want to, take something to hit my kids or shout, because I know how I felt as a child when someone does that to me. So I don't want to do the same things to my kids. So I learn everything, relationships, everything. So
wow, that's
books are
really
powerful.
Very, very powerful. I'm interested to know, because you spoke about developing a workplace culture that is rooted in compassion and also seeing the humanity of your patients first before even whatever sickness or issue that may have brought them in. One of the challenging things as entrepreneurs is that us as the leaders, we may have a particular vision because it's coming from within you. But now to transfer that to the team becomes so difficult. Some people, they take it as a job. I'm here to clock in and clock out and do what's necessary. How did you transfer that vision you had that you wanted for the culture to the rest of the team?
Honestly speaking, that takes quite a long time.
Yeah.
However, you need to lead the team through your actions.
Okay.
If you're a compassionate person, the patients or the people that you are helping will feel it. The team will then see it. Then through that whole process, but as I'm saying, like once I said I want to develop a culture of compassion, I was there. Remember I said I was the main technician.
Yes.
I was there the entire time. Anything that is not in line with that culture, you reprimand, you correct immediately. And secondly, we use the feedback. So there are patient surveys, patients send us feedbacks,
Okay.
and then we use that, share with the team. Look, patient said this. This is not in line with our compassionate culture. So this is how you're going to fix it. You become a very highly active participant to ensure that the culture is there. And then over time, honestly speaking, people end up getting it. They know Dr. Pitso, if a patient comes here, the patient is not seen, the patient is not heard, their complaints are not taken serious. Dr. Pitso will make a fuss out of it, you know. So for me, this is extremely important. Everybody knows it's a priority. And over time, honestly speaking, everybody ends up understanding it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and I wanted to check, I mean, for the viewers and also for ourselves, where's your practice? What do you specialize in? How long have you had it?
Our practice is in Pretoria Central, Mediclinic Forum Emergency Department. We started the practice in 1st of October 2020 during COVID.
During COVID?
Yeah, during COVID. That's when everything started.
Others businesses are closing down. You are seeing, yeah, let's open this thing.
Let's do it. That was during COVID, and then this will be our 5th year now.
Oh, wow.
Practice.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful journey, and then we only focus on emergency care, emergency department.
Okay.
So any other things out of that scope, we don't focus in. But honestly speaking, as I'm saying, if someone will ask me what's the product or what's that thing that is about our emergency center, I'll emphasize many times is compassionate care. Don't think there's anyone probably in this province in South Africa that runs the emergency department like we do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone like that.
Wow. And that's a powerful goal and vision to go by. It's interesting. I'm reading this book currently. It's around branding. And it speaks about how, you know, for businesses to grow, it's to have an understanding on their messaging to keep things extremely simple, to keep things extremely succinct, so that not only the clients get to understand what to come there for, but also over time for the staff to understand what are we here for in a very short. And what I'm hearing from you many times actually is compassionate care.
Yes.
And I can pick up, probably it's also from experience that you'd see in other hospitals, etc., where you'd realize the way things are being done, this is not compassionate at all. And at the end of the day, we're still dealing with human beings. And is that how I'm reading it correctly?
100%. So this is how I see it. When someone enters our unit, or actually speaking, when I meet each and every person, I see a human being first. And that each and every human being is going through a lot.
Yeah.
All of us, you know. So for me, I have this, let's just call it a mantra. I got it from the book called The Greatest Salesman in the World. Ogmendino. Yeah. The scrolls, you know, I feel like it was the second scroll we spoke about, I greet this day with love in my heart. Everything I do, I approach it with love first. And then I have such deep love for human beings. But at the same time, I sort of subconsciously suffer to see the things that they do to each other. And then you become helpless, you know. But now, as I'm saying, each and every human being, it's a human first. That's why I said, you call me Thabiso, Dr. Pitso, the doctor. It's a title that I acquired. But that's not who I am. I'm just a human being like each and every one. So it comes from there. So the compassionate care comes from literally me loving everyone and making sure everything that I do comes from my truth and then comes from my core. I'm not here to perform or try to accumulate, you know, things that have no meaning at all. Yeah.
Sure. That's really, really powerful. If there was a message that you would like to give to our listeners who are mainly entrepreneurs, probably where you were several years ago, you know, within the township, starting out in life and trying to build a vision for themselves, what message would you like to leave with them?
I'll make it very short.
No problem.
It's very simple. I believe you need to heal first,
Yes.
then build. So the most mistakes that we do is that we build and hoping that it will close this void. I can guarantee you can build and buy all the Lamborghinis, but if you're not healed,
Yes.
you'll always sort of chase your own tail. So I feel like now, once you meet your authentic self, it's easier for you to build. Like you do everything from your truth. You're not doing it from performance. You're not trying to seek validation from anyone. You're just doing it from your truth. And then once you've healed everything, honestly speaking, from my experience, everything becomes very easy for you to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's all I can say.
When's your book coming out? There is a book in there.
There's a book.
There is definitely
Now
a
you're
book in
setting
there.
ideas in my head. I never thought of writing.
Good. And that's what we like to do. We like to set ideas because now it's germinated somewhere.
seed.
It's going to start growing into a beautiful something one day. So
And I think that's a good idea.
Absolutely.
Loading.
Yeah, I think just your story, your journey, but also the way that you are approaching your practice as well. I think that they're powerful lessons that we can learn, even regardless of the industry that we're in, just the way we navigate the world.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's true.
So I think it's something to consider.
Of course. I think I'll write a book.
Gosh, we've gotten such amazing nuggets from you today. Papa Biz, let me throw the ball into your court. What are the biggest nuggets that you have gotten from Thabiso today?
yeah, Thabiso, thanks. I mean, we've obviously had you at our year-end functions that we've had, big platforms, and I've seen you come continuously. I think what, to have learned more about you, one thing that has definitely resonated in my mind is, the power of reading. Many times we'll look at where we are now and there's an aspirational point where we want to get to. And we might identify idols that can help us get there, but they're so far out of reach. So what do I do today? And as you've spoken in terms of going into the books, and it's not just business books, it's also books to help us heal from our own pasts, things that are holding us back, that from being the person that we actually need to become in order to have this visionary life that we've got. So thanks for sharing that reminder with us. And that's something that I've taken through.
Absolutely. If a person would love to keep in touch with you, how can they go about doing that?
Yo, guys, my social media platforms are not that very active.
I think we need to work on that because even your story is inspiring. I think it needs to be put out there.
Of course. So, yes, I'm there on Facebook and it's Dr Thabiso Pitso, Dr Pitso on Instagram.
Okay.
But the thing is, in my practice, I'm an open book. I always share my numbers to people.
Yes.
If you need help, I'm going to assist you.
Yes.
I'm willing to do whatever that I can within my scope to help anyone.
Yes.
So I always ask people to send me a WhatsApp. If it's safe to send my numbers.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, so my WhatsApp number is 068 195 1440.
Okay.
So when you WhatsApp, it needs to be something that I can help you with.
Yes.
But people have their own intentions. But honestly speaking, I'm willing to be there, like if I can, as a mentor, as a brother, someone who can just help other people. That's
yes. Oh, that's amazing.
And remind us again, where's your practice? Just remind us again.
Mediclinic Medforum, Emergency Department. Mediclinic Forum. Yeah.
All right. Fantastic.
Pretoria Central.
Yes, Pretoria Central. Yes.
That's great. I think my biggest takeaway from today is leading with compassion. In no matter what business we are in, what career we are in, we are working with fellow human beings.
Of course.
And everybody is carrying something. Everybody has got a story and a journey. And I think just remembering to lead with compassion is so important. Compassion and profits can marry. The two can go hand in hand. We don't have to choose either or.
True.
So thank you so much for reminding us of that.
Thank you guys for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Wonderful.
All right, monetizers, that brings us to the end of today's podcast conversation. Share your thoughts with us within the comment section. What was your biggest aha moment? We would love to know. And don't forget to plug into all of our social media platforms. It's at Monetize Your Business. This is going to allow you to see when we are coming to your area for a physical workshop. We look forward to seeing you in the next podcast conversation. Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Cheers.